So, you want to play Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, but you don't know the picking parts. And if you did, being a new guitarist, you're likely not nimble enough to pull off the picking parts anyway. But you still want to play the song. I'm here to show you how. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go playing star again. There I go, turn the page. Hello everybody, welcome to my home. I am Michael Kinney. The channel you're watching is One Mic to Live. And we're going to take a couple little shortcuts, if you will. Not cheating, shortcuts. Cheating is a means of accomplishing something without doing the work. You're still going to perform this, you're still going to learn to play it, but you're going to learn to play it in a different manner. And the really cool part about it is, being a new guitarist, and you're not real familiar with guitar playing yet, you're getting there. But the really cool part of it is if you have friends that you're going to jam with, who say are more experienced than you are, and they know how to pull off the picking parts. If you continue to play the rhythm behind the picking parts, it's just going to add that much more dynamic to the sound. It'll sound awesome. A couple things I want to bring out to your attention. At the end of the song, I'm going to, because of the shape of the paper and the way we read as compared to the landscape view, horizontal view of the phone camera, I'll have to turn the music sideways to put it up here on the screen. But the reason for that is if you're watching this from a cell phone, from a smartphone, you'd be able to just go ahead, zoom in, take your photo, then save it onto your computer or Bluetooth, however you do that, print it, and now you'll have a copy of my sheet music in front of you. A picture of text is all it really is, but it's a copy just the same to work with. Now you can set it down in front of you, you can play anytime you want, follow along with the video if you want. I'm not putting this up here for people who are experienced guitarists because they already know how to play. A lot of them, like a buddy of mine, they have that ear for music where they could never hear a song before ever in their life, hear it on the radio, pick a guitar up and start playing it like they was in the band when it got recorded that well. Not me. The name of this channel is One Mic to Live for a reason. My life's like a soap opera. Not complaining. Bad choices in a lot of it. A lot of it could have spared myself a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of agony had I made better choices. But nonetheless, it'd make for a good TV show. Here we are. So, sometimes it's trucking, sometimes it's guitar, sometimes it's van life, sometimes it's just ranting about life in general. But whatever it is, I'm not going to have 4 separate channels for 4 different types of content. That's what the playlists are for. Because this channel is about my life, not about just one portion of my life. So, firstly, if you look through the sheet music after you print it, I've got my chords in the lyrics. Most people will put their chords on one line above the lyrics, space them out wherever those chords, approximately where those chord changes take place. But a lot of times, it's not always accurate. So what I do is I actually, if the chord takes place between 2 words, chord change, I'll just put a set of brackets. Everything's fine print. I use the Verdana text because it spreads things out enough where you can read it more easily, even in low light, because I perform at pubs and taverns, not a lot of light. So, in fact, what light I do have is on me coming from here, blinding me, keeping me from seeing this. So, yeah, I need all the help I can get. Verdana works real good for me. Anyway, and then in bold blueprint, I place the chords right into the lyrics. Now, if the chord changes between two words, that's where you'll see a set of brackets with a capital letter in blue. If it takes place in the middle of a word, you'll see two hyphens in black, fine black print, along with the word itself being hyphenated, along with the blue brackets and a capitalized blue chord in the middle. And the purpose in that is so that you know exactly where that chord change is. You know, no, it's in here somewhere. Now, sometimes you don't hyphen the word the way you would hyphenate it grammatically. You hyphen the word no matter where it is in the word, because this is the spot the chord change takes place. So there's that. Another thing you'll notice is some of the bracket, you'll be like, oh man, he forgot to close this bracket off and put a different bracket starting the next chord. He's got two chords right here side by side, which is the reason for that forward slash. That slash is basically, for all intents and purposes, a quick step. And I believe the D-A is the only, D and A is the only time you'll see that in this song. So it's going just 1 and 2. At the very end, the very last chord is a G. That underscore means hold. Whenever in any of these songs that I'm presenting for y'all, anytime you see a G, or any chord, it doesn't have to be G, but in this case it's G. Anytime you see a chord with an underscore under it, anywhere in the song, it doesn't necessarily have to be at the end, what that means is strike that chord once downward and hold it to the next chord change, or in this case till the song ends, which in that case you just hold it till you don't hear your guitar playing anymore. Of course, you can always come down here by your bridge with the palm over and muffle it out slowly. That sounds a lot better than just going. But those are the things to pay attention to in the music. You'll find little green italicized lettering in between brackets that is a lot smaller font. That's just instructions along the way. Usually in the next paragraph or two that you're coming up on, I guess be the next verse. Within the next verse or chorus, you're going to encounter this situation, like at the end. You're going to need to know that why has that G got an underscore under it, you know? And it'll tell you. The next thing I want you to focus on is that sound. You know the song, that's why you clicked on the video, because you know the song. You're like, oh, I want to learn that song. And it's an easy song. There are a few things here that aren't difficult. Just that to pull this off, I'd need to explain it to you so you don't have to, what did he just do? You know, nothing is difficult if you know what's going on, if you've been included into the big picture. But if you just come across it and you didn't know what was about to happen, now you're trying to figure it out because it happened so quick. You go back and watch the video over and you're like, I still don't get it. So the next thing is the strum pattern itself. This song is a great song, and the intro is done by picking. Of course, most lead guitar is all picking. But the idea is that if you're just learning and you don't know how to pick, you can't pick a lick, but you still want to play the song, you can. It's all in your strumming. I'll slow this down some, and this is the tempo you want to get right here to pull off the first section of the introduction, because the introduction is twice. Quick change. Can't talk and play at the same time. Quick change. There's your intro. You play that back here though, real close to the bridge. Because you remember how the song was bum 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 bum, but if you remember listening to it, especially me, I'm a headphones. I love listening to music through headphones. You barely hear it. It's not very loud at all. The second time they go through the intro, it picks up more volume. But the first time, it's distant. Not even like distant in a large room distant, but distant like a block away out on a sidewalk in town somewhere distant. What I do to mimic that is, your guitar, of course, it's loudest when you strum right over your sound hole. And I've seen people, Johnny Cash was one, strum here, strum here, strum here, strum here. Still got good volume. It's got a little different of a tone. The twang is a little different. But back here, not very loud at all. So here's the first part of your intro. That spot, center between the sound hole and your bridge, that would be center. You want to stay between that center point and the bridge itself. The closer you get to the sound hole, the more it sounds like you're over the sound hole. So you want to stay as close to the bridge as you can without actually getting up onto the bridge. That makes all kinds of annoying noises you don't want to hear. Then for the second portion of the intro, back where your octave marking is right here. We're going to come up here somewhere. Anywhere in this area. I have played it down here, but I'm actually more comfortable playing just technically below. These are your low notes, these are your high notes. So technically it's below your octave marker. And that's why I play the second portion of the intro. The first portion of the verse, I leave it there. So you think you could tell, and on that word tell, so you think you could tell. You want to work your way from there over to be able to do the wish you were here parts. So here we go. Easy song, it truly is. Practice, practice, practice. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 2-3 times a day. And if you were to get really religious with this, I mean really devoted to it, you could have it memorized and be playing it fairly well in less than a week. If you give 5 days, I don't do the challenges. A lot of times people, I keep hearing about lately is these challenges. Like somehow life isn't difficult enough, you have to measure up to someone else's standards. But I challenge you. Prove me wrong. Prove me that after you play this a little devotedly for 5 days, prove to me that you didn't improve. You may or may not have it memorized. You may or may not have it perfect, where your nail isn't buzzing on a string above, or you're not muffling out a string below. You're still learning. But I promise you, if you give it 10 minutes in the morning before you go to work, and 20 minutes in the evening when you come home, and it's the only time you focus on this for the next 5 days, I promise you, come the 5th day, you come home from work Friday, say, okay, let's see, and then record this. Whip out your cell phone, prop it up somewhere, record you playing it for the very first time. And then on the 5th day, record you playing it for the very last time. And watch the two and see how you've improved. Here we go. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. So you think you could tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil, so you think you could tell. And did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? And did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? The same old fear. Wish you were here. Just like that. Hope you enjoy it. By all means, stick with the lessons. But what my experience was with taking lessons to learn how to play guitar is that it's very time consuming, because let's face it, they don't want to teach you everything at once, because the quicker you learn, the less money they make, because you won't be taking as many lessons. So they pace it so that you will become part of their continual income, you and however many others, students, at a music store. So, and that's fine. You know, it's a hobby that once you learn becomes more than just a hobby. It becomes a passion, and everything you learn, as long as you continually practice it, you'll never lose it. So therefore, whatever it costs for lessons is an investment in yourself and your playing abilities. I figure if I can present things for those of you who are just learning to play, you know a few chords, but you haven't really learned how to play anything yet, I can present these simplified versions. Yes, there are some chords that have been removed, and I've exchanged something else that's a little more, how shall we say, new guy friendly, you know, or in my case, old guy friendly. You get old, you're not as flexible as you used to be. So the I've exchanged certain chords to make it easier. Some stuff there was no chords at all, and I don't have an ear for music, but I worked on it often enough that I was able to finally figure it out. But either way, I'm rewriting all this music so that those of you who are new to guitar, while you're taking your lessons, don't say, "Oh man, this dude's teaching me what I want to know. I just want to learn how to play songs. I'll bet you if I follow all of his videos, I'll learn 100 or more in no time." And that's true. You probably will. But keep taking your lessons, because otherwise you're going to get to a plateau, and then that's it. And that's where I'm at. I'm at this plateau, and I'm 56 years old, guys. So, yeah, my days of being in the right place at the right time and end up on a stage somewhere, long gone. If that opportunity was ever even there, I promise you it's not no more. So I'm content with where I'm at. And if I can take what I've learned and use this for y'all as a stepping stone, not to meet me up here, but to actually learn and then be confident enough and comfortable enough with what you're doing to be able to surpass the level that I'm at. I enjoy this. This is the whole thing about it. I've been paid to play pubs and taverns, different places across the country, and I really enjoy it. And don't get me wrong, the money is nice because it's not always a lot of money. Rarely is it ever a lot of money. But it's just nice to know someone give you something for your efforts. But the truth about where you're at on the entertainment scale isn't about how much the pub owner is willing to pay you to perform there for a particular night or weekend or whatever. What is determination of where you're at on the spectrum of professional music players is what your tip jar looks like at the end of the night. If you aren't getting any tips, people either weren't paying attention or they didn't enjoy the show. So I've never been booed off of a stage. I'm just average. I've had people, oh man, you're such a great guitar player. And y'all are great for my ego when y'all tell me that stuff. I love it. Yeah, fill the comment section. Tell me how good I am. I love it. But the truth is, no, I'm average. And I'm okay with average. You know, I'm not trying to live my life in such a manner as to meet anybody else's expectations other than my own. And that's the way you should live too. Enjoy it. Make mistakes. If you're performing for friends or around a campfire one night, or maybe one day you might be in a tavern or a pub or someplace performing on stage, and you make a mistake, just stop right there and say, oh man, I do that every time. So I've been playing for 15 years. You think by now I'd have figured it out. And then go ahead, get back into it. Or that's a good place to just stop. I've watched some old footage of Willie Nelson, and then they'd mess up. They just stop, tell a joke, tell a story, and then get back into it again like no big deal, like it was planned, which it's not. And the nice thing about it is people in the pubs and taverns, they're there hanging out, slightly lubricated, so therefore they're, a little bit of alcohol in them. They're feeling pretty good. They just laugh with you. I've never had anybody like, dude, you suck. Never had any of that. Never been booed off a stage. I've always said that the first time I ever go sing karaoke somewhere, or the first time I ever perform live, and when I'm done, I'm in the South, in the southern states. I'm actually in Arkansas, which is still south of the Mason-Dixon line, y'all. But I used to live in Mississippi, and whenever someone would go sing karaoke, instead of someone booing the guy when he was done, they'd be going, "Oh, bless his heart." I've always said, the first time I ever hear someone utter that phrase, I'm done. I'm done. Bless his heart. So anyway, there it is. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. You only got one life to live. Get out there and live it. And we will see you when we see you. Your channel, mine, or somewhere in between. Our paths will cross again. Take care, my friends. Have a very good day.